بسم الله وعلى بركة الله نبدأ. While we are celebrating the National Day of Emirates and we're still feeling the spirit of union, I'd like to congratulate His Highness Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, on the occasion of the National Day. I'd like to thank him also for the continuous support and endless encouragement. For the first time in Asia and Middle East, our course is scientifically endorsed by Eular, the European League Against Rheumatism.
It's my great pleasure to co-organize this course. I would like to welcome all of you. I'm very happy to co-organize this course. I'm very happy to be a teacher of this course and to share with you this wonderful experience in Abu Dhabi.
And we are very happy, really very happy to stay here with you and to share with you these days in this Eular endorsed course.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it's a great honor and a pleasure to be here. And on behalf of the Eular, it is my real pleasure to be the part of this meeting, and I'm sure that we will all work together very hard.
So this is what I call a micro tear or fissuration, and this is a partial thickness tear. So there is a continuum of the disease between the first part defined to with a loss of tendon continuity. You cannot see the tendon fibers inside this gap here. The peroneus longus, for example, and you see that it will completely disappear at that level. So in long axis view, you see the retraction of the tendon with the tear.
And as we followed up the arm, you can see a bit of, you can see the myotendinous junction here.
In the joint. Why? Because I see cartilage. If I don't see cartilage, I'm not sure that I am in the joint because cartilage is located in the joint. It's another view, but this is a little bit more distal. Why I know that this is more distal? Here we have the flexor superficialis, and you see that the flexor superficialis are going laterally.
Right here in the femoral neck in the junction, which is where we're going to be looking for evidence of fluid. Probe posteriorly around the thigh, okay? And here we run into this very superficial, thin little muscle.
Meniscus directly to the femur, number 2, and from the meniscus to the tibia, number 3. When you resected the number 1 fibers here coming from the meniscus straight to the femur and straight to the tibia. This one is shorter, and you have the first layer, the superficial layer. Space, a fatty space between the superficial layer and the meniscus itself. So you can see the superficial layer very well, yeah.
On the long axis of the meniscus, all you have to do now is go from femur to tibia, and in between the two, you get to see the meniscus, anterior horn, body, and parts of the post.
And in the middle there, in this groove lies the biceps tendon. And you can see it's dark on this image. If I lower my probe a little bit, you can see it becomes bright. And it's really quite subtle movements, change the anisotropy in the...
So don't worry if you don't see it just after putting the gel, just make some movements, penetrating the gel like massage, and then you can see a little bit better this aponeurosis inserting on the calcaneus.
Arthropathies, and then we will have another patient for 10 minutes. And when I first saw you, I thought, okay, that's straightforward, rheumatoid arthritis, just show you some typical erosions. But it's much more interesting because it's not so easy. So he's a 50-year-old man. Scan is examining. You really have difficulty if you flex it. You know, it's sort of a little bit trigger finger, not very much, but he has difficulties here in these two joints, and it doesn't just make a feast. It comes a little bit up if you compare it to the other fingers. Osteopenia close to the joints, but no erosions. And lateral areas, that means you really have to look around the joint all the way through. You see there is something. Here you see a small erosion, so this is definitely abnormal. You see it's nicely flexible. he had some pain sometimes, but not a real gout attack. Now I go around, looks pretty nice, no double contour sign. However, if we come here, we see an erosion. You see how useful ultrasound is. We detect things which you would not detect by X-ray, but you have to put everything together. Spots here, and they are not attached to the bone, so it's obviously calcifications. However, we cannot say what it is, yeah?